We live in a culture anxious for self-satisfaction, self-gratification. In our age, the anxiety and drive for gratification is powerful. And sadly, we see what happens when we seek satisfaction in disordered ways. So many addictions, the driving power to compensate. Because we tend to think of God as someone who wants something from us, and because we're so focused on gratifying ourselves, there's little room in our minds or hearts for God as someone who gives. We've crafted a vision of God who needs our sacrifices, but such a vision is of a God who is far from free. The revelation of God as a generous Father who gives is difficult for us to comprehend. God is on our side so much that he feeds us even with his own body. The life of faith begins from the gift of God, not from what we need to do, nor from our faults. Often we begin our starting point thinking about our mistakes and frailties, but the correct starting point is to realize our great dignity, how important we are for God. And the Eucharist reveals this dignity, who we are for God. The bread of the Eucharist is presented as an unexpected grace, something surprising. There's always something unexpected about the gift of Christ's body. God redeems us in a way that is unexpected according to our way of salvation. But truly receiving this gift causes us to live with gratitude and joy. And we're called to recognize this mode of being of God. Our point of departure is not what we need to do or the faults we've committed. What is more important, the person who eats or that which is eaten? Certainly the one who eats. Jesus has chosen to place himself in this type of relationship with us. Our faith calls us to live by this food, to live for Christ, to live according to his light, to be inebriated by his love. It's easy to see when someone lives by Christ because they're a person of serenity. They have no need to defend their right to exist. They're not fixated on infantile and disordered means of self-promotion that enslave so many people. Today, Christ is described as bread of angels, food of pilgrims, the banquet of the King. Every Sunday, we're called to realize our dignity when we consume the Eucharist. We are one single reality with Christ, united with him. Just as bride and groom become a single flesh and generate new life, so too the life in us is generated by Christ, who loved us so much as to give himself for us. Just as Adam said to Eve, "Behold, flesh of my flesh," so too Christ says to his church, "You are my flesh, to whom I give my life, so that I can love you and become one with you." We need to allow ourselves to be overwhelmed by the Eucharist so that it might inspire and illuminate our lives, helping us to understand our true dignity, and so that we truly can become who we consume.